Hello, Laurent Marlière. You're the CEO of DealFox, the platform focusing on corporate finance, M&A, and private equity. As an expert in M&A and deal origination, I would like to have your view on the current M&A market today.
Well, thank you for having me, Pierre. Actually, when you assess the M&A market, it's interesting to look at deals according to their size. And so if on the mega deals, it seems that it's slowed down over the last 12 months, it's not necessarily the case for the mid-sized and smaller deals where we at DealFox were more focused on. And actually, it's interesting that a rating agency like you follow also these shares of the market and not just the mega deals, because that's where really a lot of activity is happening. So to make a long story short, the recovery that started the last chapter, the last semester, the last quarter of 2023, recovery from the COVID-19, has perpetrated during 2024. And actually, over the first 3 quarters of 2024, we noticed a 13% actually very significant rise in the deal count. That's one thing. So the indicators are on the green. The role of private equity is actually very important right now, where actually the PE deal making has evolved by 24%, and that comes from cheaper money. So borrowing conditions have really improved, and that gives some flexibility, some agility to the private equity firms that had actually quite a lot of money already, but now have more capacity to invest in deals. Would also like to emphasize the very strong cross-border M&A market. And what we notice in 2024, which is going to probably last in 2025, is the massive arrival of North American buyers into the European market. And that comes actually from the currency valuation, where we have a very strong dollar facing a weaker euro. And so that really empowers US funds. So US funds actually in Europe have taken the place of the Chinese funds that were very active previous COVID. Let's now have a brief focus on the sectors. So the main sectors very appealing right now is predominantly tech. Everything linked to the digital transformation is very appealing, gets a lot of attention from investors. Healthcare has been very important. Financial services, B2B, and energy as well have really pushed the market up front. Now, let's just look at a couple of headwinds. What is slowing down in 2025? What could slow down in 2025 the M&A market? Well, in Europe and also in the US, that's predominantly going to be the antitrust scrutiny, but also the heavy compliance, the heavy regulatory framework. I had the pleasure to participate recently in the Brussels-based Leaders Leagues Compliance Summit. And what was really noticeable talking to compliance officers is actually the massive impact that it has on an M&A, on a transaction. Actually, my job is deal origination. So I am at the root, at the start of a deal, of a project. And at the end, we're going to find the compliance, various compliance, be it ESG, be it tax, etc., etc. And so as a deal originator, if I don't understand what the compliance is able to do, that's going to kill the deals that I originate. And so actually only 20%, 30% of a deal is really going to be completed because of that heavy compliance and antitrust environment in Europe and in the US. And that actually could favor other parts of the world.
Laurent, thank you